Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Bitter Rivals podcast. As always, I'm Avery. This is Gitano. This is episode 72. And yeah, we got obviously some hockey to talk about. So there are obviously a few Leafs games. Leafs are kind of putting together a little bit of string of good play here, which is nice to see. Habs won last night. They beat Philadelphia in a shootout on a game tire from Caufield late that we'll get to. Leafs pretty much blew Buffalo out of the water last night, which was nice to see because those are trap games for the Leafs. Buffalo had lost 7 straight coming in. I almost bet against them, but I didn't, and they won. So that was good. The Devils are very, very good.
Yo, they're so fucking good.
Some might say nasty. Like, they walked into Montreal and slapped the shit out of Montreal.
Yeah.
Toronto and New Jersey went to overtime, and then they walked into Ottawa yesterday and beat the brakes off of them too. So, not that Ottawa's any good, and we'll talk about that at length as well, because a certain ex-senator is playing really, really good hockey right now. One that they may have paid us to take away. So, must suck to be a Sens fan, right? Like, they're 30th overall in the NHL out of 32 teams. They thought they were going to be way better. The Toronto Maple Leafs are 5th overall out of 32 teams.
Where the Habs?
Getting fantastic
Habs
play.
are probably somewhere in the middle, eh?
Yeah, I think they're somewhere in the middle. And
18. I'll take 18.
They've been getting fantastic play from one Matt Murray, who the Ottawa Senators, again, paid us to take off their hands. And he is now leading us to several victories. Like, we're sitting at a Matt Murray 913 save percentage and an Ilya Samsonov of 921. So
that's not bad.
That's pretty good team goaltending right there, if you ask me. And if those two guys can stay healthy, I like where we're at. On top of that, though, the Big Four have really started playing like they can. I was looking at the points leaders on the team last night. I think it is Mitch Marner leading the team with 22 points in 19 games. And there's 4 guys at least a point a game, and it is exactly who it should be. It's Marner, Nylander, Matthews, and Tavares, all over a point a game. Tavares we've talked about it at length already this year. Resurgence, love to see it because we need that from him. William Nylander, again, we've talked about this too, but he's a leader.
He's low key your best player sometimes. Well, a lot of the time.
he is actually tied with Connor McDavid for most points or most games with at least a point in it.
That's impressive.
So that's pretty big cut. You're tied with Connor McDavid for anything. You're usually pretty happy about it, right? He's
other than like hits and block shots, those are probably things that you don't want it. But anything offensive, yeah, if you're tied with McDavid, that's pretty good company.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't know, man. Nylander's on that bet. Like, he's a dog on a bone this year, and it's so nice to see. Like, let me put it to you this way: I haven't seen any of the Nylander slander that's been going on here for the past 8 years. Since we drafted him, there's been Nylander slander. 2014, and I haven't heard any over the past couple months. Not a little bit. Like, no trade Nylander, no he's Swedish softy, none of that. None of that. He's one of the best players in the league, and he's showing it. What was my prediction at the beginning of this year? 40 goals, Conn Smythe, right?
I don't know about Conn Smythe, but you definitely 40 goals.
It was 40 goals because I definitely know I picked Conn Smythe. 100% I picked him for the Conn Smythe. That's a fact. But yeah, no, and my prediction's looking pretty good. Another thing that I have to mention just from last night's game, Tage Thompson's fucking good, man, and he's 6'7".
He's so good. I love these stories, these players who just like 1 year decide to just fucking turn it on and become fucking monsters. I love it.
He's a very, very talented hockey player. Like, the puck ability that he has for a guy that is so big and lanky and long, like, his ability to quickly move the puck is wild. Wild.
Well, didn't he score like 40 last year?
Tage Thompson?
Yeah.
Maybe everybody scored 40 last year, though. Like, honestly. Hockey DB, Tage Thompson, 38.
30, yeah.
68 points in 78 games.
And he's out of nowhere, too.
Yeah, he's got 12 goals, 10 assists for 22 points in 18 games this year. So there you go. But yeah, he you can tell he's really come into his own, that kid, because he looks great. Yeah. So that's what happened last night in Toronto. Leafs won. I think the final score was 5-2. Mark Giordano with a goal, John Tavares with a goal, William Nylander with a couple.
We didn't really talk about the Giordano goal last night. Just thoughts on it?
What's there to talk about?
No, I was making sure we're on the same page of that was.
It's clearly a goal.
Yeah, just because there was some discussion in the intermission with Bieksa and kind of carried over onto Twitter last night. Just wanted to make sure we're both on the same page there.
I'm actually watching the goal right now. Like, it's on my Twitter right next to your face here. And I don't think there's anything to talk about. Tuck slides like a maniac into the net, knocks the net off. The puck goes between where the post would have been had he not knocked the net off. I don't see.
Yeah, I'm just making sure.
I remember BX's argument. Like, I seen BX's argument last night too, and normally BX says some pretty smart things, but I think that was his dumbass defenseman talking, like his defenseman brain talking,
yeah.
Because like, how would that not? Like, I don't see how that's not a goal.
Yeah, no, like if the play like kind of continued longer before the puck went in, you might consider it. But Tuck flies into the net.
Comes off at the same time that the puck is pushed towards the net.
Exactly. Right? That's what I mean. Like, it's in that same like motion that the puck is going on net and the net gets taken off. Like,
yeah. And there's no, like, it would also be different if maybe Tuck gets contacted by Giordano and Giordano sends him into the net. Giordano takes him down. That's different. But Tuck just slides to try and stop Marner on the breakaway. He dives at him.
Yeah.
And misses and slides into the net. Alex Tuck. That's what happened. It's a clear goal. Anyway, so that, yeah, I would have been really upset had they called that one no goal. I would have been like,
yeah,
what? And I think the reason they called it no goal on the ice, and this is fair, is there's no net. Like, I don't think the ref actually saw where the puck crossed. Like, he wasn't sure. He thought maybe the puck crossed like on the outside.
Yeah,
of the,
there's no problem with them calling it no goal on the ice as long as they go to the review. That's
exactly. Just watching the World Cup today, that's some great video review technology there. That's something that the NHL, like, you're telling me we can't afford to put a fucking chip in a puck? Yeah. Like, they could, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. And like, sensors at each blue line and the red line, so we can automatically see what is icing, what isn't icing, and
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see it, but the NHL is still in like the fucking 80s when it comes to technology. Yeah. So
yeah, like that. There was a lot of people today that were saying, "How show me where that Qatar goal is offside, or the goal against Qatar was offside." It didn't look it, but when you actually watch the video, it was clearly offside. So that's some technology that in American football too. Like, it's outrageous. They literally have two guys carrying a chain that is 10 yards long, and that's how they measure anything in the game. Like, it's ridiculous. It's insane how archaic that is. And the NHL's the same. Soccer's done VAR well, I think. They really have. And I think that's something that other sports teams should be looking into adopting, right?
Yeah. Well, man, even the goal line technology in soccer, it's immediate. If the ball crosses the line, the fucking ref's watch buzzes, and he knows it's a goal. You don't have to go to review. You don't have to do anything. You get the buzz, it's a goal. Like, why can't we have that in hockey?
Exactly.
Sensors between the posts, censoring the puck crosses the line. Like, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I am, I was happy with the call last night. There wasn't a whole lot else going on last night. There's more to talk about in Leafland, but I'll let you talk about the Habs game last night first.
Oh, it was electric last night. It was Saturday night in the Bell Center. The Flyers come to town, scored 2 in about a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
To start the game, like off the hop?
Oh, yeah. Like, I'm talking like I sat down with my fucking supper and the Habs were already down 1-0. But it was a good fight back from the boys. Again, the young guys running the show. Caufield, Suzuki, Doc. That line is stupid good, Ave. I have the updated stats here. So 11 games together. Doc has 13 points. Suzuki's 16 points. Caufield 13 points. Like they're rolling.
Yeah,
and
they're hot right now.
Oh yeah. And Nick Suzuki, just he's just ahead above everyone else right now in Montreal. And like that's Caufield and Doc included. He is just so fucking good, Ave. Like that cross seam assist for the Caufield tying goal, unbelievable. Any other player in the league with 4 seconds left on the clock is shooting the puck there. But Suzuki knows Caufield's sitting on the far side waiting for it, and fucking beats 4 flyers with that pass. Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah, I up you one. Mitch Marner would make that pass also, but yeah, okay. Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, like that's, you know what I mean, though. Like, there's very few players in the league who, in that position, aren't thinking just fucking rip it on net.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of the Giordano goal, Mitch Marner was on a literal clear-cut breakaway and made a pass through a defenseman behind him to set up that Giordano goal. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying?
Anyway. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. The other thing last night with the Habs is Mike Matheson finally made his season debut after getting hurt in preseason. So we actually have like a somewhat reasonable defense core now. We actually have some fucking like some seasoned NHL players in there with him, Savard, and Edmondson as like the senior players. And now we've started the rotation of the young guys because they've been playing so well. You can't send them down. It's tough to scratch guys like Jordan Harris, but you can only dress 6. I mean, we could dress 7 and fucking scratch someone like Mike Hoffman or fucking Dadonov because they're useless, but
yeah, those are a couple of big contracts too.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. It was a wild finish last night. I was not. I actually, do you know what I did call it? You can ask any like, and I'm not trying to be LeBron here. Like, I'm actually serious. I said I'm calling it right now. I think there was like 56 seconds left. I was like, just because I hate the guy so much, Caufield's gonna tie this game. Like, he's just, I know it because he sucks. He's terrible. He's too small. But I just know that he's gonna tie this game because I don't want him to. So that's what's gonna happen, and it happened like immediately.
1.9 left on the clock.
I guess not immediately. I guess 55 seconds later, but still, it was pretty hectic ending, and it was a fun game to watch. I actually placed a little bit of a wager last night, just to make things a little bit more interesting, not involving Montreal. I had the Leafs to beat Buffalo, which they did. I had Tampa Bay to beat Nashville, which they did, and I had fucking Vegas to beat Edmonton, and they did not. They lost in overtime, and I was not very happy about that. Screw you, Connor McDavid. So good, though.
It's like, I have said this like a million times in the podcast so far, but like he looks like when you play NHL 23 or 22 or whatever fucking year you want to play on like rookie skill level.
Yeah.
The way he walks Alex Pietrangelo, who is one of the, best defensemen in the league.
Yeah.
Makes him look like a fucking house league player. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, for sure. It's it's something to behold when he touches the puck, that's for sure. Speaking of him, let's talk about that hit. The Edler hit on McDavid. Did you see it?
I see it. I don't overly hate it. It doesn't to me look malicious, like he's trying to fucking.
The issue for me is he's done it before.
Yeah.
That's the issue for me, is he did the exact same thing to Zach Hyman 2 years ago. And the danger, I don't know about you, but one of the first things I was taught as a hockey player growing up is that can end a guy's career. Like, if you go knee on knee with a guy, you're taking the chance that not only your career your knee shatters and your career is over, but you're also going to do that to somebody else. So you got to be really careful with those. You have to take extra precaution. It's almost like hitting from behind, right? You can't do it. You just can't do it.
I've gotten knee on knee a few times back in the day, and like
hurts,
I'll tell you right now, my knee is still fucked from it. And this was like 15 years ago.
That's exactly, man. So
But
that's kind of what I'm saying.
No, and I get that it's definitely a dangerous play, and definitely, I think he got what, one game?
Nothing.
Okay, I thought he got a game for it. Definitely should have been one game. Not again. If it didn't look like he went out there trying to knee Connor McDavid. He's trying to lay the body. McDavid shifts. He tries to shift with him. He just physically can't shift his whole body in time, right? Like, it's just...
Yeah, but you got to just bow out then. And it's Connor McDavid can't be going into that, putting himself in those positions either.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But it's tough, man.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I don't know. I think he should have got at least a game.
Yeah, no, he definitely should have got at least one game. But it wasn't worth anything more than that, especially because McDavid wasn't hurt either on the play.
The Hyman one was 2 games, 2 years ago in the bubble.
I don't remember that one off the top of my head.
It was, and it put Hyman out for at least a couple weeks. It might have even been longer, maybe a month or two. Speaking of the bubble, I was watching some baseball highlights from when there were no fans. That's going to be one of the most tainted times in the history of the world, man. Like, I watched those videos and I'm like, what? This looks outrageous.
See, the one thing I really liked about that was there was a stretch of a couple weeks where they didn't pump in like fake crowd noise into the into the streams. And so you got to hear, and this soccer and hockey and any sport really, you could hear the coaches and players talking. I thought that was fucking awesome. I loved hearing that.
Man, it just looks so wrong to have a sporting event with no fans. Like, the thing that I was struggling with just watching those videos was like, man, like those players must have just been like, what are we even doing? Like,
like the Habs went on a run to the Stanley Cup final with like less than 10K people in their building. We weren't allowed people in the building till the Vegas series.
There were a few people in the building for the Leaf series.
Yeah, it was like a couple hundred. You know what I mean? Like, it's not.
It just, like, looking back at it now, like, and now obviously we get to see like all these sporting events with full buildings again, and it's back to normal, right? It just, like, it's so wrong. It looks so wrong to see like an MLB baseball game. Like, it's like every game was played in Oakland with no fans.
You could say every game was played in Ottawa with no fans either.
I don't know. They've been showing up this year. They might stop now because the Senators suck, like we outlined at the beginning of the season.
They also took like 5,000 seats out of their building, Ave.
Yeah, they had to because they could. Yeah, but now with the new ownership groups coming in, apparently those talks are going to heat up this week. So that'll be interesting. See if Ryan Reynolds can align himself with one of these ownership groups, and maybe they get a bid.
I really hope they don't, because that would kind of make the Senators likable, and I don't want to like them. Yeah. Like, if Ryan Reynolds owns them, like, I can't really hate them because I really like him.
Ryan Reynolds is a solid dude.
Yeah. So I really hope he doesn't own them.
No, you're right. And it's also weird because he's like from Vancouver.
Yeah. Big Vancouver boy. But I mean, hey, if I was in a position where I could buy an NHL team, like,
I would too.
Yeah.
Want to know what I wouldn't do though? If I was in the position to buy a company like that, I wouldn't fire like 90% of the staff and leave everybody questioning whether or not my product is going to work anymore, like Elon Musk did with Twitter. Yeah. Hey, it seems to be going fine. Twitter's working for me. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I'm on Android and it's still working for me. So
there you go. Yeah, apparently they fired the whole Android team.
Anyways, back to the Senators quickly.
Yep.
You remember the talk in the offseason about how the Senators were supposedly better than the Leafs and were dark horses in the division. What happened?
Well, I think there's a couple things. First of all, they still don't have defense. Nikita Zaitsev just got sent to the AHL. Zub's been hurt. Thomas Chabot's not great defensively. Jake Sanderson's a rookie. Jacob Bernard Docker's a rookie. They're not good defensively. They just aren't. They allow a lot of goals. They don't have good goaltending. They traded away their goaltender, Matt Murray. Paid us to take him. And doesn't he look good? Wouldn't that be something that they could use right now? Anyway.
But I also don't think he would look good playing behind Ottawa's defense, though, either.
I'm telling you, he looks fucking great right now, man. Like, he's making all of the saves that you want him to make.
I'm not doubting that. I'm not doubting that. But there's a definite difference between the Sens decor and the Leafs decor.
Oh yes, there is, and that's speaking of Leafs decor. Let's shift to that, because Jake Muzzin might not play hockey again. It's beginning to look a lot more like he's not going to play.
It's fucking brutal.
Hockey again, which sucks to see, because he's a fan favorite. He's a great guy. He's one of our best penalty killers. He's a stabilizing force. He's that big brute D that can still move the puck that every team needs, one of those guys. Okay. And the team's going to miss him. He's a character guy. He's a locker room guy, but he brings way more than that to the table, and sucks. And obviously the first thing everybody thinks about is, but cap space, and you're not going to be able to find something that replaces Jake Muzzin. You're just not. Jake Muzzin's, they don't grow on trees, guys like that.
No.
You know? So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with that. I've been having, stop and chats discussions with people about what they think should happen. A lot of people think that we need to just get a defenseman, right? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really see, I see the value in it. I don't see the need for it in Toronto.
So what would you do with that? He's like, what, 5-something mil?
5.8? No, not 5.8. Maybe just 5. I think it's just 5.
Right. So if you're not going to get a defenseman, what are you doing with it?
I'm going to get a left winger or a third line center. So either a very, very strong left winger, and I can't really think of anybody right now, but there is one name that I've been hearing tossed around. Mike Johnson on TSN said it. And I think this would be a hell of a pickup. What if the Leafs were able to get the St. Louis Blues to retain part of Ryan O'Reilly's salary? And then your center punch is Matthews, Tavares, O'Reilly.
Is Ryan O'Reilly going to come to Toronto to play third line center?
Yeah, absolutely he would. Why wouldn't he?
Is he not like the Blues #1 center right now? I don't watch them enough to know their line combinations off the top of my head, but I don't think they have a better center than him.
Yeah, but I think that's the point, right? Like, where do you get good players from? You get good players from bad teams.
No, I get that. But, I'm trying to phrase this the right way.
So according to Daily Faceoff, he is currently their second line center behind Robert Thomas. Top line is Buchnevich, Thomas, Toropchenko. Second line is Saad, Levo, O'Reilly. I think he'd rather play in Toronto, to be complete. He's from around here. He's from Muskoka, I believe. Yeah, I think he would. I think that would be something. And if he doesn't want to do that, I know he's a guy that can also play on the wing. I've seen that before. If he wants to play on a line with Austin Matthews or John Tavares, isn't that enticing?
Right? What do you have to give up to get him, though?
What do you have to give up to get him? Who cares? Maybe the picks that Ottawa gave us to take Matt Murray.
Are they any
so
good picks?
His cap hit is 7.5. So if they eat 50% of that, that fits right in. And then
even if they eat 25.
Well, I'd want them to be eating 50% of that, because you also probably do want to add a little bit of depth on D. You don't need to make the big splash on D, but you do need a big body back there. Jordy Ben has been great. Honestly, since he's come in, he came in once TJ Brody went out with his hip or something. It's like an abdominal strain or something like that. TJ Brody's been out for about a week, and he's going to be out for another week. Jordy Ben came in, and he really stole the show for a couple games. He played 2 of the best games that a defenseman's ever played for Toronto, especially debuting. He was hurt to start the year. So, yeah, it's because what I think in a perfect world we're looking at is you want your Riley Brody pairing we're talking playoffs.
Yeah.
Riley Brody's a great pairing. Nothing needs to change there. Hole and Giordano, you probably want to be playing third pairing minutes. But Hole and Giordano, I think, work well together. Giordano makes up for a lot of the things that Hole doesn't bring to the table, and vice versa. And Gio's old and Hole needs to be sheltered, so keep them on that 13 to 15 minute range a night. You don't want those guys playing 23, 24 minutes for you. You want that to be Morgan Rielly, TJ Brodie. And then I like a second pairing of Timothy Liljegren and one of Jordy Ben, Victor Mete, or a new guy. Whoever that is, a big body, maybe a Luke Shen.
What about, what's his face? Sandin.
Sandin has not been good enough. It's just that simple. He has not been good enough. He just hasn't. And when TJ Brodie comes back into the lineup, I would not be surprised if he's the one out of the lineup. Because you're not taking Liljegren out of the lineup. He's been way too good. You're just not taking him out of the lineup. Hole he's that big body. He's a vet. He kills penalties and he stabilizes kind of he's a stable piece of of a lot of moving parts in the decor, right? Like Morgan Rielly likes to move the puck. Timmy Liljegren likes to move the puck. And he's a very stay-at-home minded guy, but he can still move the puck. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying that he can't do it. He's more of a homebody, and that's what you need. You need at least one of those, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm interested, and I'm much happier with where the Leafs are sitting now than I was a couple weeks ago. Let me put it to you that way. Especially the way the goaltending's been. It's like we're fifth in the league, and we had Eric Källgren starting for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. Like Källgren's had like 6 too many starts, and that's 6. He's had 6 starts, and that's 6 too many. And now you got Matt Murray coming back and playing very, very good hockey. Ilya Samsonov, before he got sent to the fucking Mars by Brad Marchand on a penalty shot and ripped his knee in half. Like, actually sent to the Shadow Realm is what... do you remember that? Like, he actually got dangled more than anybody's ever been dangled in their life, I think. Like, he actually got hurt off the dangle.
That's what I mean. Like, Brad Marchand dangled a goalie so hard that he hurt himself.
The goalie legit crumpled on his knee and hurt himself. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm liking where we're at there. No complaints.
Okay, can I throw one thing that I saw on Twitter at you? Here's an idea. Sure. If the Sharks retain half of Karlsson's salary, he fits. Yes.
Absolutely not for that 8-year contract. Whatever's left on, I think it's like 5 or 6 years left. No way.
4.
4 years?
I don't know if it's 4 including this year or 4 after this year, but
dude, 4 years. Let's say they retain 50%. That's still 5.8 mil? 5.9 mil?
Let me get it for you. So it's 4 after this year.
And it's 11.8?
11.5.
11.5. So we're talking still paying 5.725 mil for another 4 years. No. You'd still have to pay me to take that. Like, yeah, you'd still have to pay me to take that deal on 100%. Even if you're keeping 50% retained, I'd still want a first-round pick to take that.
Yeah, I saw it thrown out there. Just wanted to make sure.
Well, and the other crazy thing too is he's second in points in the NHL right now.
Yeah, well, and that's kind of where this went, was like he's playing like the old Erik Karlsson again.
Yeah.
At 32, I don't know if he can keep it up for another 4 years, but
yeah, no, I don't believe he can. It is good to see. Like, let's be honest, it's great to see Erik Karlsson have a little bit of a resurgence here, but I don't know how long it's going to last. I'd like to see a little bit more consistency before. Okay. Yeah. Anyway. So, what else is going on in Montreal land? Not a whole lot, I guess. 18th, you said you guys are sitting overall?
Yeah, 18th. The biggest thing though is we've only lost like 2 games in a row this year. We've never lost 3 in a row yet, which is great. Kind of keeps us, don't want to say competitive, but not totally fucking awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're mostly healthy now with Matheson coming back. Actually, Mike Hoffman did get hurt last night. We don't have an update on that as far as I've seen yet. But yeah, no, it's things are just kind of rolling along in Montreal. It's pretty good.
Yeah, right on. Okay. Well, that is good stuff to hear. Do we have any fill in the blanks today? Did you do any? I know we didn't talk about it.
No, there wasn't really a ton going on this week in the league, other than Phil Kessel playing 1,000 games in a row. Stupid.
Yeah, my favorite is he was asked about it. He's like, do you have any like secrets that you'd like to pass on to the next generation, maybe, or anything you'd like to say? He's like how you did it, and he's like, no, man. Like honestly, I don't know. Like I have no idea how I'm here. Like next thing you know, I've played 1,000 games. I was like, it's such a Phil answer, man. Like just I don't even know. I just did it.
All right. Actually, we had this conversation. Hall of Famer, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. We had this conversation. I forgot that he won 2 Stanley Cups. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a Hall of Famer. Phil the Thrill. Yeah, I think we were playing COD the other day when we had that conversation.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get to the league, the BRP League, baby.
A fucking big week for me right now.
Yeah, you had a big night last night, eh?
I had a fucking massive night last night. Thank God.
I'm projected to lose.
Oh no! Weren't you projected to win like all week?
Yeah.
Oh, by like a point too. Oh my God.
I'm gonna need to make an ad, I think.
Who are you gonna pick up?
I don't know, man. Maybe Ricard Raquel. How's he looking? 6. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna take Ricard Raquel. And I am going to drop.
Let me pull up your team. What does he play? Left wing, right wing?
He's left wing, right wing. I'm gonna drop Kempe. Just so I get another player tonight, honestly. There, it's done. It's been done. Now get Raquel in there. There we go. Not projecting to lose anymore, baby. Let's go. Ricard Raquel, one woman's strange erotic journey from Milan to Minsk.
What?
You've never seen that? Jay, whenever he scores a goal or something, Jay Onright, like from SportsCenter with Jay Onright, he says that. It's funny. One woman's strange erotic journey from Milan to Minsk. Ricard Raquel.
All right, so you're playing who? You're playing Iman this week? Yeah.
I'm playing Iman this week. Current score is 299 to 293. No Regretskis absolutely getting clapped by Boats and Hosas.
Well, it's not clapped. It was a close one all week. Last night I kind of pulled away. Thank you, Cole Caufield.
North Korea shitting on Jaeger bombs. Williams' tip-top team is beating the old fucks. And Leafs and Bounds looks like they're going to catch the dub this week against Flams.
How to be Andre.
So there you go. And there it is. That is the oh wait. Did we get all of them? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. We've yeah. It's going good. Still in first place is No Regretskis. But
soon to be Boats and Hosas, baby.
Soon to be Boats and Hosas. So what happens if you win?
If I win the league, I don't know.
We're not giving you a T-shirt.
If well, what we'll do is, if either of us win, whoever finishes behind us gets the prize. So if I win the league and Michaela finishes second, she gets the prizes.
Fair enough.
But I still get all the bragging rights.
Yes. Yes, you do. Did we discuss anything for last place?
Well, I mean, last place is going to be you. I was going to say kicked out of the league for next season, but I don't think we can do that to you.
How am I going to be last place?
You might.
There's 3 teams that have less points. 4 teams. There's 4 teams that have less points.
You literally won 1 game this. You're 1-4, my guy.
Yeah, so have two other teams are 1-4.
Yeah,
and it looks like I'm about to catch a dub this week.
Still, you're like the Ottawa Senators of our league. You think you're super good, but you're fucking in the basement. 5 games in.
We're 5 weeks in. We'll be good. We'll be fine. We're laughing. We're just gonna shake it off and we'll be fine. We're gonna be in the playoffs and everything. Don't worry. It's all good. Can't be a rise without a fall. All right. That's enough of us just shooting the shit. Let's call her. Let's call her a show here. Anything else you want to add?
Let me just pull up the Habs schedule for this week.
Yeah,
I know
the Leafs have the Islanders tomorrow. Here, I'll go first. Islanders tomorrow, in New Jersey again on Wednesday.
Bro, they're so fucking good.
Yeah, I'm scared. In Minnesota on Friday at 2 p.m. That's a weird one. And then in
is that Thanksgiving weekend though in the States?
Oh yeah, probably. And then in Pittsburgh on Saturday. So that's what we got cooking this week.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so we've got the Habs have the Sabres coming to town on Tuesday, and then we had 2 Columbus on Wednesday, Chicago at 2 p.m. on Friday, and then that is it for the week. No Saturday night game this week.
All right. Well, there it is. There is episode 72 for our lovely fans. As always, I'd like to thank you for listening. I would like to thank the Game Entertainment and Media for hosting us on their platform and all of the other support that they provide for us. If you haven't listened to Full Time with Gitano and Daniel Scarpino yet, go ahead and do that. I'm going to plug it every week. So
thanks, buddy.
Get used to it. And yeah, thanks for listening again. Episode 72. We'll see you next week for episode 73.